Hey friends, Jeff here with mixpractice.com and missionmusician.com. Have another 31 mix tips in 31 days tutorial coming at you, so let's get to it. Alright, in this video, I just want to kind of show you the areas of interest when you're EQing a vocal, right? So vocals so important in a mix to get it right. Matter of fact, I would argue that it is the most important instrument to get right, and it can be difficult at times. Most of the times it's not incredibly difficult. So let's talk about the areas of interest on the EQ spectrum as far as it relates to the vocal. All right, first, let's actually listen to this vocal.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old.
Now, I don't know what the singer did to this vocal before he sent it to me. Just by looking at this graph, though, it looks like it's got a pretty steep cutoff, and when I listen to it, it also sounds like it's really thin. All right? Now, I'm not necessarily EQing this vocal to show you how to EQ this vocal. All right? What I want to do is just show you areas of interest in any vocal that you are EQing. So I want to start up top in the 10 to 12K area. This is where we find the air. All right? So let's listen to what that sounds like. Whoops. And I am going to I'm going to put a shelf on, and I'm going to boost the crap out of this so you can kind of hear it. I'll start right around 10K.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and laughing.
All right. So obviously I wouldn't boost that much, but you know, maybe a little 2 dB boost.
All the days and nights play.
All right, so that adds some air to your vocal. Now the next frequency range I want to talk about is between 2K and 6K, and you have to be very careful in this area. This is the presence range, right? So if we boost too much, we're going to make the vocal sound harsh or brittle and just not very pleasing. But sometimes if we don't boost in this area, the vocal can sound rather dull. In this case, it doesn't sound dull in that area, but I am going to just poke around between 2K and 6K. And we can also bring out a lot of the S's when we boost in this area, so we can get a lot of sibilance. We can always combat that with de-esser. There's always some kind of compromise you have to make when you're trying to get the vocal to sit right. So if we boost a lot in this area and the S's start to poke out, then we have to put a de-esser on. So here we go.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, story.
All right, so I felt right around 4K it started to really perk up.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories.
And let me tell you, when I'm boosting on a vocal, and in general, when I'm boosting, I'm doing a much wider Q than I would normally do. When I'm cutting, I normally use a narrower band, so it sounds a little bit more natural.
All the days and nights playing and
all right, so the next range that I want to look at is anywhere from 900 hertz to 2K. Now, this, as with all these other EQ moves here, this is track dependent. It's source dependent. So whatever vocal, however it was recorded, is going to dictate how you EQ the track. So if you go and try to copy these moves that I'm making right here on your vocal, chances are it's not going to sound good. So in this range, it can either sound nasally or it can bring more aggressiveness to the vocal. Let's just boost this up and see what it's doing to the vocal.
all the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and...
All right, to me, it's nothing up there sounds really great. If you have a lot of distorted guitars, this is a great frequency range to try to make the vocal cut through. However, I feel like it's got a little bit of nasaliness, is that a word, up there? So let's maybe try to cut.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and...
All right, so this area is kind of a place where you might get torn as to what to do, because as I was boosting up closer to 2K, I was thinking, that does sound a little bit better, but I don't like what's happening around 1K, so I may even put in a little band at around 2K, and you have to be careful in that 2K range because it can sound really hard in that area. So I may do a little boost here.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old.
All right, so the next area, and I realize we're going over time here, but the next area is between 500 and 900. Now you can add some mid-range in this area to a vocal, but I find a lot of times it just adds some boxiness. And so I may even do a little cut in this area. Just depends on the song. So the next area I want to talk about is the 300 to 400 hertz area. That's where you can find some warmth in a vocal. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use something like tape saturation or Slate's Revival, which is free, by the way, to add in that warmth instead of using any EQ, because it sounds a little bit more natural to me. But let's just go ahead and see what we can find in the 300 to 400 area.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All
right, and then we're definitely not going to have this in this vocal, but the 150 to around 250 range is a major part to look at in a vocal, especially a male vocal. This can sound tubby, woofy, just kind of yucky, if that's a technical term. Now, this vocal, I mean, it's rolled off significantly, so we're not going to find it here. And a lot of times, when you take between 150 and 250, somewhere in that area, and you cut it, this all up here isn't even necessary. That's why I always recommend you cut first, because a lot of times when you cut this area out, it cleans the rest of the vocal up. It's not being masked by these muddy frequencies between 150 and 250. Let's boost this up. I don't think we're going to find anything here, but let's see.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old.
Yeah, see, I don't even want to cut there because this vocal's already so thin. And then the last point of interest is the high-pass filter, anywhere from 20 hertz all the way up to 100 hertz. There's usually nothing in there for a vocal. And I say that in general. Sometimes, there may be some warmness around 100, but in general, you don't really need anything below 100 on a vocal.
All the day.
Let's just listen to this before and after. Again, understand I'm not trying to EQ this vocal. I'm just trying to kind of show you the points of interest when you are EQing a vocal.
All the days and nights playing and laughing, stories that never grow old. All the days and nights playing and laughing.
All right, so it definitely sounds better. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. This one went way longer than what I thought. Sorry. So that's it for this 31 mix tips in 31 days tutorial. If you like these videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow in another mix tip. Thanks for watching. Bye.